Good morning. Today we're going to have a look at rearranging equations to get them into the form y equals mx plus b if they're in some other form. If we look at this example in the first place, which is here, it has the equation is x plus 2y equals 6. Now really for us to plot that, we want to get that into y equals mx plus b. That's the form we need. So what we want to do is we want to use the knowledge that we've already gained through rearranging equations to do this and rearrange equations so we have it in that form. So if we look at this first one, we want to get y all by itself on one side. So that's the one we're going to focus on. So what we looked at before, and it's first at the top, we have x plus 2y on the left-hand side. We want to get rid of that x. So if we want to get rid of that x, we have learnt that if it's the inverse operation of addition and subtraction, so we're going to subtract x from the left-hand side. If we do it on the left-hand side, we're going to have to do it on the right-hand side. Now this is going to give us 2y equals 6 minus x, or if we want, we can make it minus x plus 6, but for the moment we'll go with here. And the next thing, to get our y by itself, we recognise that we need to divide it by 2. It's 2 times m, the opposite inverse operation of multiplication is division, so we're dividing both sides by 2. That means we're dividing each individual thing. So we have y equals 6 on 2, which is 3, and it's minus 1 on 2, minus a half x. Now if we strictly want to get it in that form, what we can do is we can rearrange it as well to go y equals minus half x plus 3. And now we've got our form equation in that form. We know that the gradient is minus a half and the y-intercept is 3. Now what we're doing as well in this one, we're taking it one step further. We're using that information to graph the line. And the way we do that is we recognise that this thing here is the y-intercept. So we come over and we find it. So that is when x equals 0, y equals 3. So 0, x, y, 3. Now the next thing we recognise is that our gradient, if we have a gradient, it is the rise over the run. So what that's saying is that the rise is minus 1 for every 2 on our run. So we're going to start at this point, we're going to come across 2, and we're going to go down a half because it's negative. Down 1, sorry. We're going to go across 2, and we're going to come down 1. Then we're going to go across 2, and we're going to come down 1. Because of the fact that that's what this is saying. We're saying for every 2 run, we have a minus 1. Every 2 run, we're going negative 1 with our rise. So we're going, I'm not sure what, I guess the thing might work out better if I go like this. Put our minus across 2, down 1. And we can draw our line by putting our straight line through those points that we've drawn. And so this line here will be y equals minus a half x plus 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at another question, which is in your OneNote today, an exercise 5G, and I'm going to pick one out. I'm going to do H, which I haven't assigned to you guys. So if I write that down, I have 2x minus 3y equals 6. Remembering, what I'm trying to get to is y equals mx plus b. So the first thing I want to do is get that y. I want to get y's by themselves, only the y's on the left-hand side. To do that, I recognise that I need to get rid of this 2x. So what I'm going to do is I am going to subtract 2x from both sides. That is going to give me, on this side, they'll disappear, I'll get minus 3y equals, I'm going to do it around the other way this time, minus 2x plus 6. I've just added them together. Added them together to get minus 2x plus 6. Now the next thing I'm going to have a look at here is I now have minus 3y here. So what I need to do is I need to divide this side by minus 3 because I have minus 3 times y, the opposite operation, inverse operation of multiplication is division. So I'm dividing by minus 3. So I need to do that on the other side as well. So I'm dividing everything on the other side by minus 3. That's going to give me over here my y. Here I've got a negative divided by a negative. So the negatives are going to disappear and I'm going to end up with 2/3 x. And over here I've got 6 divided by minus 3. 6 divided by minus 3 is minus 2. If you want to, you can put that in your calculator. So now I've got my equation in the form I want. I recognise the gradient is 2/3. The y-intercept is minus 2. So if I put my xy intercepts, xy graph in, x, y, the first thing I'm looking at is this y-intercept. The y-intercept is minus 2. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to graph that point at minus 2. The next thing I'm looking at is the gradient. So this gradient is 2/3. So rise over run is equal to 2 on 3. So I'm always going to go with my run across 3 from this point. So from this point, I'm coming across 3. 1, 2, 3, and then I've meant to go up 2. So I was at minus 2, I'm going up 2, that gets me at 0 across, and there's my point. Now I can do another point, I can go across another 3, 1, 2, 3, and up another 2, say, or I can simply draw it once I've got 2 points. If I draw a line through there, that is what it looks like. That is y equals 2/3 x minus 2. So in this set of problems up here in question 8, you've been asked to rearrange them to find the gradients from y-intercepts and sketch their graphs. In questions 6 underneath, you just have to rearrange them into the form y equals mx plus b. Have a go at these, have a couple of goes at watching this video if you want, and ask me if you've got any questions.